Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Caylus. Now you may be thinking, hey, hang on Jeff, you've already gamesplaned Caylus, what are you doing? Well, I've decided that I am going to do a follow-up video on each of the games that I have gamesplaned through the year. I don't know how long I'll keep this up for, but let's get started. So Caylus was the first game that I gamesplaned a year ago. Now, I made mistakes with that video. I think I did it in portrait mode instead of in landscape. I apologise for that. If you've watched it, you'll kind of understand, oh geez, I missed out. I didn't have microphones back then, so the sound quality is not spectacular, but my format has kind of developed from there, and this was the game that really pushed me to make these videos, because trying to read through the rule set on this game it's actually really annoying. Trying to find the little minutiae rules is really annoying. Has the game stood up to the test of time? Yes, it absolutely has. I am just as in love with this game now as I was a year ago. My Board Game Geek profile only says I've had 3 plays of this one this year, and that's okay with me. Those 3 plays, however, have been an extraordinarily fun time. I can still remember one of the games. It's one of the first times that I have been on my feet. It's only happened 3 times this year, actually, now that I think about it. Where I've been on my feet in the last round or two with the excitement and the tension of who's going to win. Oh, I've got this great play. I can't wait to bust this out. And just enabling... it's so meaty and there's so much to it. And this is one of those early worker placement games that really push the boundaries of what we could do with worker placement. It's almost the granddaddy of the worker placement game. If you are a Euro gamer, a hobby gamer, and you have never played Caylus, you've got to get on it. This is a worthwhile game. It's so good. Now, I want to, as part of these videos, other than just kind of going, yay, this game's awesome, which I'll probably end up doing with most of the games, I want to kind of pull on some things that I've learned through playing this game. Now, the one thing to watch out for with the rules on this one is there's one little element of the rules that I have continually missed, and it's right near the end of the game, or comes into play right near the end of the game. It's when you get yourself a royal favour, this area of the board just here. When you're gaining royal favours, or using royal favours, you're only allowed to use each of them once per phase that you're playing. So if I'm on the phase where I'm actioning the building tiles, and one of those building tiles has the royal favour thing on it, which comes by building a blue monument. Some of them have royal favours. If I build and I get the royal favour, I can use that royal favour on any of these 4, including building another royal monument. If I use that to build another royal monument and I've got the costs of it, of course that's going to cost you exactly what you need for that, and I've got the cost, I pay that, I build my second monument. If that also has royal favours on it, I cannot continue to chain them to build more. I need to then use those royal favours to get resources or money or points. But then, when we get through to the castle phase, when you're granted royal favours for building in the castle, and let me double check this in the rules before I say it again and get it wrong again. Yes, building in the castle is a separate phase to the actioning of all the other buildings. So, if you've done that, once you build in the castle, if you win the favour from building the castle, once again, you could do that. But same deal, you can only do it the once. And then, when you get to game end, and we actually get the favours here for how much castle building you've done, you might get 3 favours. One of them can be to build another one of these monuments, if you have enough stuff. There's no point in looking at it going, oh, I can build that monument, which is going to give me a favour to be able to build the next monument, another favour for the next one. But what you could do is build it down there, use that to build your second one, use that favour to grab yourself a gold, so that sets you up for when you do the castle to be able to build another one. That type of chaining is what really keeps this game awesome, and it's so meaty. I really, really love that. I played a game with some new players, and I am so used to playing a friendly game, and this is the way I like to play. I don't like to play the stuff where you're just going, oh, you want to do that? Well, now you can't. This game does have the ability to have that, and we had 2 new players at the table, and one of them leant over to the other one and gone, hey, you should totally move that Provost back so Jeff can't do his thing. And Oh, look, it gave them a good laugh, but I just had to look at it and say, we don't play that way, guys. Come on. What are you doing? That's just me. I've never seen anyone actually use that to stop other people doing it. And look, it added another element to the gameplay, and we had a good laugh about it, and we had some fun. But it's one of those things that's the only kind of down on this game where you're actually able to move that thing back and it stops someone from doing what they actually wanted to do. It's the one element of the game that kind of, it doesn't quite sit right with me. It doesn't necessarily need to be there. I understand why it is, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. So look, that's my second take on Caylus. I still really like the game. I think it's one of the better games that I've got, especially with worker placement games. I've got a lot of really good worker placement games. This one still sits well up in my personal rankings of games, and every chance I get to play this, I'm going to play it. Even though it does, to some extent, it does feel a little bit dated in its mechanisms and how it moves forward, and even the pieces in here, it's just bits of wooden cube, and this is kind of where that soulless cube pushing Euro thing kind of gets its name, because it's games like this. But you know what, they're still good games, they're still worthwhile games, and I still really like this one. So I hope that my follow-up 1 year later videos help you out and give you a little bit more momentum to go and have a look back into some of these games if you're watching this. I hope that my videos still stand the test of time, even though they're not taken great. I apologise for that. Look, if you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you really love Caylus and you want everyone to know about it, write that down there. If you hate this game, write it down there. Let people know. Start a conversation. I have a tendency to respond to people who write things below my videos, and I really like it, even if they're saying negative stuff. That's cool. I like to take on negatives as well. If you have any games that you wish to be gamesplaying, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at thegamesplainer to see what games I've been playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining, and until next time, enjoy gaming.